everyone to the Pokemon Nuzlocke. Obviously last time we did we did get our first badge, as in, let's have a look, the Boulder badge. As you can see, I've got it down here on the bottom left, and it is just underneath me on the actual layout. So yeah, we got through it. We didn't really have any problems. The only thing that was a problem was that Slimy got burnt a bit, but other than that, we were pretty good. Grovyle was really strong. Let me just move the mouse out of the way. And it shocked me how good that Grovyle actually was. We are going to pick up. I think we've got another 2 encounters, so pick up another 1 because I don't think we'll need. I will definitely pick up another. Let's go 2 potions because they're always handy, and we'll get 1 antidote, and we'll get 1 burn heal because that's always useful. Shall we get an escape rope? It will be alright. So yeah, obviously this episode what I'm planning on doing is either getting just before the cave, or I will get to a stage where it is literally not. We'll get to the cave, but we will, like, I probably won't go through the cave yet because this will take quite a long time. There's so many trainers that I've got to battle on the way. But this is really good XP. It's a really good way for me to level up a lot of these Pokemon. Grimer's actually really solid. I was never really used the Pokemon. I don't normally use poison types, but the fact that his moveset is actually decent. Pinsir, nice decent Pokemon. We are going to use Sludge. Could use Disable against that. And saying that, he's nearly dead already. He's hurt by poison. Just going to use a pound because that should kill him. I will kill him because if that doesn't, then the poison will finish him off. So that's nice, decent XP, level 14 for Slimy already. He's going to send out a Latias. We're just going to keep, if it gets to a stage, I know my Grovyle could easily take him out. Yeah, I was looking, and Sludge is actually quite a decent move, to be fair. Like the fact that you can, like, it's got good accuracy, does decent damage, and also has that chance of poisoning them. It's really strong, like, and this is one thing I love about using an Nuzlocke is you use Pokemon that you don't normally use, like, because you don't really have a choice whether or not to use them, or you have to use the Pokemon, not necessarily all the Pokemon, but you have to use some different type of Pokemon because, like, Grovyle, yes, he's one of the starters, but I've not really used him. I know he's decent, and if he would be definitely one that I'd pick, but I never expected it to be that good, really. One's alright. We'll take it out this wave. Yeah, but so far, like, the way this Nuzlocke is going, I'm really enjoying it. We're actually gonna switch to Boomer here because if it's only Kakuna, it's not gonna know a lot. Like, it might know tackle, but that's probably about it. Well, even if I switch into something else in a minute, see how much damage this does. It doesn't do anything, so we will switch into Grow. Profile, or shall we switch into Slimy? Switch into Slimy, because I can always just take him out with Pound. Like, this Pokemon's just annoying. It won't give me a lot of XP. It won't do any damage. It's just it's one of those like Pokemon that slows it down. Yeah, as you can see, nearly 2 trainers taken down in no time. Like, this has definitely been the best Nuzlocke I've done so far. And what you find is, like, there's little things that you will do in a Nuzlocke, and you're actually like, oh well, like, I'm getting a lot better at this. Like, there's no chance I would have been as quick as what I have been doing this. Like, this one's taken me so much quicker than the other two. He's got a Swinub. Nice. A decent Pokemon, to be fair. It's not going to be any problem really against us, because even though that move's not very effective, it still does a lot of damage to him. Powder Snow, not great, but it's not going to do massive. Go ahead and use a Pound, because I don't want to use Sludge all the time if I can. So 180 something, I've got a Sandshrew coming up. Again, another Pokemon that not really anything to be worried about. Not very effective, but it's still, like, for a not a very effective move, it's still doing good damage, that's the thing. So yeah, if you guys have never done a Nuzlocke, it's very easy to do. You can even do it with the normal games, like, just it means it's not going to be randomised like it is with me. But like, with the normal games, literally all you do is go pick a starter at the start, and then you go through, and every wild encounter you have in each area, so you're only allowed to catch one from each area, but it will be your first encounter when you've got Pokeballs. So obviously, like, that stops you, because at the very start, like, you don't get Pokeballs in these games. So obviously there's no chance that you can catch that Pokemon. But when you go through a bit and you get those Pokeballs, obviously you are in a place that you can catch them Pokemon. If I went into this area without any Pokeballs, that would be my encounter gone. Because I've seen the encounter and it was just my fault not having Pokeballs, really. So yeah, it can be quite stressful, but it keeps the game very interesting. Like, one thing I find about Pokemon is I love the games and I will play through them, but it can get a bit like, okay, like, it's a bit like the Lego games in my opinion. Like, the Lego games are really good to play, they're quite funny, they're good fun, but the fact that you can't, if you die you come back, isn't like, doesn't make it a challenge, whereas this makes it a challenge. Like, because obviously if I just lost this Pokemon and my other two, that would be this series over and I would have to start again. Which just makes it very interesting. And you can always, like, give yourself a checkpoint. So what you could do is you could save it at every gym, and make it a bit easier for yourself if it was your first time doing it. But the idea is not to do that, and to go through the whole game without, like, obviously you're going to lose Pokemon, but without actually losing the game properly. It just makes you be a bit more careful and everything. How much health have I got? Should be alright to take on one more. Worst case, I can always switch out. Yeah, but overall, like, if you've never played a Pokemon game, like, how? Like, I don't know how it's possible not to have played a Pokemon game. But also, give it a go. Like, you'll be shocked by how much, like, there is in a Pokemon game. Like, once you go through the story, like, what you can do is you can catch all the Pokemon. Once you've done that, like, you can go online, with, like, the newer games, you can go online, battle against other people, you can do, like, what I'm doing, a Nuzlocke. There is loads of stuff that you can do, it's just, got to learn, like, things that you can do, even then, like, there's so many Pokemon games now, like, you don't need to do any of these challenges. You could go through each individual Pokemon game, and they are, like, all really good. Like, there were one of the ones that I never really got into, Pokemon Black. The reason I didn't get into it was because I was losing a bit of, like, I don't know what it is about this game, but I just can't get into it. And the problem with games and that is sometimes you do need a little bit of a break from them. Doesn't mean that they're not a good game, it's just that you've played loads and loads and loads and you've worn it out. The only time that you might play a game loads and loads is if you were doing it competitively, because you need to put that time in, because otherwise you're going to stand no chance really against some people. We will go down, battle this guy, because it's all XP at the end of the day. Right, so we will just use Pound against this one. Like, Kakuna's annoying because it's decent XP. It's not great, but it's the fact that it just has Harden. It's like Metapod. Like, it's just one of those really annoying Pokemon that you come up against. But yeah, like 213 XP, not bad. I'm gonna level up this guy and then I'll switch over to Grovyle, because Grovyle is going to be the main person of this team. Like, as you can see just below here, we'll get an encounter right here, which will be very nice. Nidoqueen, ooh, that's interesting. Should be able to take it out. Won't do, I'm hoping to poison it, no. Okay. Hoping this will do some decent damage, yeah. But like, even with a Nuzlocke, if you've got a friend and that can play as well, like, you can do things like a Soul Link, which is basically, say if I catch a Pokemon, if we both get our first encounter, basically, the Pokemon that we encounter both has to be a different primary type, both different genders, and like, it just basically, you both have a team, and if a member dies on your team, then it dies on the other member's team as well. So the one that was linked with them, so caught at the same time, dies. But it's really like, it's really good because you can play with someone and your member could be fine, and like this makes it even more difficult for both of you because your member could be fine and could survive it, but the other guy's has died, and then you've lost that one. Like for example, I could like say down here I encounter like a Mewtwo, he could encounter like something like a Caterpie, and then those both would go together because they're both different types. But obviously the Caterpie is nowhere near as strong as the Mewtwo. So if he lost the Caterpie, then I lose the Mewtwo, and it just makes it really like entertaining, really. Like definitely half the reason I've started doing this is because I've watched a lot of YouTubers. Like if you search on YouTube, there's so many people doing this, and I've just wanted to do it, and like doing it through YouTube makes it even more entertaining, and have you guys interact as well. Okay, so we've got Victory Bell. It's not great because I'm going to switch into Boomer because it's another grass type, but it's just another member to the team, really. Yes, I'm using the grass type against this, but I'm going to do it speed up because I want to. It's going to take a long time to get it down. Okay. Now we'll chuck a Pokeball at this. In my opinion, Victory Bell is better than Boomer, but it's still not the best. Like if I don't catch it on this one, I'm not actually that bothered about having it at all. And that's one thing that you can find about these Pokemon Nuzlocke is, like, ideally, what you want is a team of loads of different types, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, like, as you can see, like, I'm going to give up on this because it's not going to really add to my team. Oh, okay. We'll try one more Pokeball because it is a bit lower now. No, there's no chance. It's literally not even moving. Well, Poison Powder, that doesn't affect. Okay, we're going to have to switch into something. But to be fair, this encounter's nothing to worry about. Like, it's pretty. It would be alright if I didn't have a grass type, but I've got two already. Like, worst case, if I lose Grovyle, I'll switch into my Boomer. Well, Gloom, if you guys don't know what I mean by that. But yeah, like, it's not that bad, like, in a pretty good situation, really, with all these. Is there a Pokeball over here? Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the same route as the last one we were in. I'm just going to check, because otherwise I'm going to get another encounter there. Yeah, so it's the same route, so I can't get another encounter. But what I can do is I'm going to go into the cave quickly and get my encounter there, because what I could do is that means that we've got another encounter. We will also go over and get this item. Okay, that's really good. Swap over to Boomer. It's not going to do much damage to me, and I should be able to get him down to like decent health to catch. I'll quite happily waste all my poo. Water type. Can I? See, I'm worried about killing it. I think I would be able to get away with pounding it, but I don't really want to. We'll just chuck some Pokeballs at it now. Hopefully we can catch it. 1, 2. I think we should be able to catch it without even doing anything. Hopefully. Like if I get down to about 2, then I will take its health down because. Okay. Well, wait a minute. I just thought, don't I have 2 sweets and just speed it up a bit. Pretty sure this would help me catch it. Let's try it now. Hopefully we can catch it. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to use poison powder. There we go. And then we'll just keep using sweet scent until it's in yellow. Because I don't want this to die. And we will switch into Slimy because I don't want him to be killed. Right, so we got 3 Pokeballs, which is probably the right amount before it dies. 2, 3, go on. Yes! Ah, yes, that's another good member to the team. Cedra's really, really good. So this Pokemon is going to be called. I had someone name it, so I'm just going to quickly look on to the list what he called it. So he called it Teriyaki. So yeah, if you want to name a Pokemon, literally just write in the comments what you would like, and I will write one for you. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought he's poisoned, isn't he? I think I've got 2 antidotes. Don't want to risk it. No, I've not got far to go. I'm not going to risk losing him already. Yeah, we'll go to the Pokemon Center and then we'll leave this one here because the next episode we will go through Mount Moon. One thing, are you the guy that I talked to about the Magic King? No. Are you the guy? No. Just before we finish this. No. You. Right, okay. We will buy them next episode. Because then we start the episode with an encounter. Anyway, thank you for watching this, and I'll see you later.